What is up, everyone? And my name is Ryan, and you are watching What's Up, Ryan? So, guys, in this episode, I'm going to dish out the most valuable information in 2019. Now, everybody has been talking about a particular coin. What price BTC could potentially be, what price Ethereum should be, what price this coin would be, whatever. I'm gonna give the lowdown on the analysis in a very structured manner, and we are going to talk about the crypto catalyst. Now, this crypto catalyst is going to be one of the very, very possible reasons why the market is going to recover. And no, it's not BARC. No, it's not some Bitcoin ETF. It is definitely not. But before we get into that, let me give you a little bit of a history lesson first, and then we can get into the main story. Okay, so let's go to screen share mode. Okay, so in 2017, right? Okay, in 2017, let me give you a history lesson first. In 2017, the price of the price of Ethereum was actually very, very low. Okay, it was around the it was probably around yeah. Okay, so Gemini actually launching Ethereum, I guess it gives us enough history. So I was particularly in Ethereum back in March of 2016. Okay, so back then, you see, even Gemini didn't have it yet. I was buying it off Coinbase. Okay, and at the time, Coinbase allowed me to buy, I think maybe $500 worth of Ethereum at a time. So that's what we used to do, and there was no activity. Okay, so let's give you this story first. Okay, so there was no activity. Okay, even though you can pull charts that can date back longer, I'll just use Gemini for the sake of popularity and simplicity. Whether you bought your Ethereum via Coinbase or some other means, it doesn't really matter. The main story is building up towards the catalyst. So okay, so then again, so now that we reached the 1st of January, there was still not much activity, nothing significant. But for those who bought in 2016, right? Okay, for those who bought in 2016, so there was a dip because of, I think, the DAO hack. If I remember correctly, there was a DAO hack. So from $13-14, it dropped to the low $9 here during this period of time. Okay, there was this dip. Then after that, or was it the parity, or was it the parity code being easily compromised? Okay, it doesn't matter. Anyway, one of those events. Okay, then after that, you have the period of 2017 in January, where everything started to get a little bit more exciting, and this is the part where February onwards, okay, February of 2017, I still remember clearly why. It was during Chinese New Year, where I actually, I actually put out a message in Facebook. For some reason, I just said, this is going to go whack, okay? I mean, it was just to my friends, right? And I just posted stuff, and obviously no one knew exactly what I was talking about, okay? And then all this happened, okay, slightly after Chinese New Year. Just take a note of the date. It's still in the month of February, and by the beginning of March, end of February, Ethereum had doubled. Okay, it had doubled. So the high was 1948. Okay, then after that there was the announcements. I think during that period of time was the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, and then the whole ICO market started to get very, very hot. Okay, and that's when from $19 it went to $45, close to $50, right? And then there was this long consolidation period. Okay, and this consolidation period was ranging anywhere from 40 to about 40 to about low 40s to about 50 over dollars. Okay, so there you had it. Then after that came the pumps and so on and so forth. Okay, so what was the main catalyst? Did Ethereum really create something awesome and new? Yeah, on the blockchain, yes, it allowed companies to actually so-called create their own tokens. In the past, if you were to issue shares, you had to go through many regulatory hoops and make sure that you had the right people with the right licenses to help you structure your IPO. Okay, so you would involve private banks, you would involve private banks, you would involve lawyers, right? So they have to be licensed to be able to practice in such a manner, providing you these kind of financial advisors, right? But in crypto, there was very little need to do that. Okay, and did Ethereum raise money? Yes, it did. It did raise money. So when it raised money, it was via a community and it was done publicly. And strangely, right? And strangely, SEC has kind of not commented whether it is a security yet. I think recently I invited Tone Vase, and Tone Vase kind of cleared that up for me because initially I thought that, or at least based on how the news was read, is that Bitcoin is obviously not a security, right? Because there was no fundraising. But Ethereum, on the other hand, seems to have skipped that portion for a while. So I'm not too sure what are the forces behind it holding back Jay Clayton's verdict on clearly deeming it a security, because you genuinely did raise funds from the public, okay? And I think for that there was no prospectus, no nothing, okay? It was just basically the white paper and of course perhaps disclaimers on what it was. So that kind of kick-started what Ethereum was, because when you watch Vitalik's videos, it's stating that Ethereum is like the iOS of the blockchain space, where you can create multiple dApps or apps on this platform, or at least using this protocol. Okay, but you also could mint your own coins, meaning that you do not have to dilute your company's ownership, right? Because when you are a owner of a company, you will have you will issue shares, and when you issue shares, especially at the beginning stage, you don't want to dilute your company too much, because you probably want to have maybe one, maximum 2 or 3 partners, and whatever. From there, what happens is that you don't want to dilute it anymore until your company's growth is pretty significant, that you want to take it to the next level. You start inviting, you start opening up your company for private investment, where you start diluting your own personal shares, but your valuation in your company starts going up because you're offering a piece of your company. Okay, so that's just a very quick helping you guys to kind of understand what's going on. But that's traditional. In crypto, there's no such thing. There's no such thing of giving any part of your company. How the reward system or mechanisms work is very simple. I will own a certain amount of this crypto either during the ICO, where it was given to me because I decided to part with my Bitcoin, and then in exchange for a conversion rate that will be stated in the white paper clearly, I will be given this X amount of Ethereum. The alternative way, because of how the blockchain works and the requirement to create blocks, so on and so forth, I would have to be a miner, whether is it based on a mechanism called the proof of work or the proof of stake, depending on what blockchain you're on. When you process transactions, or when you are someone who is able to create using your computational power of some sort, you are able to get a reward when you create a new block. So it depends on what blockchain you're on, but let's not go too deep into that. You will receive that particular coin, okay? Bitcoin is giving 12.5 at this moment for every new block creation. So you kind of have to do the math. Then when you're talking about staking, when you do the equivalent of all those things, right, you are also given an X amount of Ethereum, or you're given an X amount of whatever coin that you are intending to stake, okay? And it will be based on a certain percentage calculated, and I don't want to go into that. That's also very technical and full of mathematical computations. So now we get the gist. That's how you kind of can receive if you're someone who doesn't want to participate directly using BTC. But the whole world didn't want to do all that because I don't want to set up my whole mining operation in my home. I'm Asian. Maybe I don't have enough space to go and rent. I don't have enough space to go and buy mining equipment, put it all in my room, get it all heated up. And by the way, mining is really hot. Okay, it's very, very hot in a sense that it generates a lot of heat, right? And you have to, keep the machines cool either by blowing a fan, or you have to at least have an air-conditioned room, right? Like a chinchilla, right? You have to have it in an air-conditioned room, or else it's going to produce so much heat it can heat up your whole house. That's how intense it is, because I do know miners who actually did take it so seriously that they did mine it in their home, okay? But then that was not really a catalyst, right? Although yes, it can be one of them, because when miners started to earn coins, they needed to dump onto the market, because they still had to pay for rental, they still needed to pay for staff salary, so on and so forth. Even though mining operations may seem relatively cheap with a few staff, but in actual fact, replacing maintaining the miners was of course an expensive job, and of course always upgrading the ASIC miners every, I think, 6 months to a year if possible, depending on the difficulty of the network or what kind of coin they were mining. But that's still not the catalyst. Okay, that's still not the catalyst. The catalyst was when people or companies started finding out that shit, I can actually raise money through this ICO because Ethereum did it, right? Since Ethereum did it, I can do it too. All right, and at the time the market was still so relatively young. They were so inexperienced. Websites were just capitalizing on news, right, and providing news. No one really validated whether the company was legit or not. I came onto the scene March of 2017. If any of you are watching, I was one of the very young YouTube channels that were producing content that was focusing on risk, portfolio management, and at the same time, although I was talking about trading, price predictions and price analysis and action, I was very much focused on risk analysis, because coming from a background of banking and finance where I handled my high net worth clients, it was very normal for me to speak in such a manner. And majority of the content, other than Taizan's channel, Taizan and Leon Fu's channel, the cryptocurrency market, which is large part focused on security of cryptocurrencies and talking about trading, right? They were experienced traders. I was an experienced wealth manager. Okay, so we kind of clicked there, and that's why I was able to invite him on the show. So that being said, a lot of people didn't understand the risk involved, because in crypto there is very little. There's very little reason to purchase any token, other than what the founder has written on the white paper, or other than what the founder stated that it will be, because everything is just perceiving of perception of what the crypto will be. Okay, and this was the part that people started to get very excited, because shucks, I missed Ethereum, I missed Bitcoin, right? In terms of price, I want to get in on the next thing. And every single project that came out was going to sing the same song. And some of them actually blatantly put it there. We are going to be better than Ethereum. We are going to be a better Bitcoin. Okay? But of course, there were genuine heroes and companies that started to emerge. Hence, you have Steemit, right? Hence, at that time, you had Cardano, right? Cardano emerged. Where it's at the moment, I cannot actually say. I'm not in Cardano, neither am I representing Cardano in any way. I'm just saying that I'm just name dropping, right? And that at that time there was Ethereum Classic. So there were a lot of cryptocurrencies, even Quantum. Okay, and Quantum is a smart contract protocol that also puts it out there that they are 3 times faster than Bitcoin and 7 times faster than Ethereum. Okay, and in terms of the way it functions, same thing. You can also build on top of you can build on top of quantum, okay? And there were projects that were building on top of quantum, but however, due to the inflexibility and not being able to list fast enough, because a lot of exchanges didn't want to go through the hassle of actually creating wallets for a QRC20 coin. I don't think there's much of an issue, but not many wanted to issue a QRC20 coin, and so quantum started to dip aggressively. People started to offload, and yeah, it was, and the nodes started to drop. So if you notice their website, a large part of what quantum is at the moment is no longer what it was at the hype phase. Okay, so at the time, I was also looking for the next Ethereum. To be very, very honest, everybody wants to look for the next Ethereum, okay? And I'm no different, because I felt that technologically, these people, especially because we have Jordan Earls on the helm, we had Neil Mahi that was on the helm at the time, and these were very intelligent people that were not as vocal as Vitalik, but they were clearly doing what they needed to do. And so that's why I was pretty much all in, but I also exited a large part of my position at the high, okay? And that's what we're going to do right now, okay? We're going to get into this episode right now, full swing. I've given you the history lesson, and I hope that you caught the hint. But right now, exchanges are taking the lead, okay? And I want you to pay close attention, because after all, this channel is all about making money, right? Whether am I imparting you a piece of knowledge, a series of educational videos, or pieces of information, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is start doing your own research, right? Do not take this as a recommendation, neither is it financial advice. It is just how we see it, and it's our personal opinion, okay? So let's get into it. Okay, let's get into it. Right now, Ethereum, if you look at the price, it is really nothing much, okay? If you look at it now, Ethereum, the price is really nothing much, okay? But okay, for traders, take note, from the bottom to the top, right now, Ethereum has recovered 68%. Not too bad, okay? But that's not the key thing. I'm not going to go into price analysis. Now, let's look at Binance, okay? Binance has done 210%. Okay, 210% from December 19 of this. Wait, let me see. 7 of December. Had you been patient enough or loyal to Binance, right? Okay, you would have already earned 210% on top. Okay, this is 210% on top from the low. Okay, that is crazy money. Okay, crazy. Okay, crazy money. And no, in fact, sorry, it's yeah, correct. 210%, not yet 3x. 3x is 3x is about $16, which could happen, right? Which could happen, because there will be resistance levels at close to $15, and there will be resistance level close to $17. Definitely at some point, profit taking will happen. Okay, so be very mindful that from a price standpoint, I wouldn't advise it, although it is very tempting. And like I said, many eons and many moons ago, whenever something goes parabolic and you have it, good for you. It is time to decide whether you want to release a portion of your position and take profit. Please think logically. Although there are many scenarios that, after what you're hearing from me, I should be holding all the way, because this could be the next Ethereum. This is the part where I cannot determine it for you. You have to decide, because that's your money. But what the best practices that we do within our group, okay, our private group, our CG Protégé, we always advocate that whenever a cryptocurrency or coin goes parabolic, whether is it 10%, 50%, especially right now with an astronomical 210% return in such a short period of time, it is either 50%, it's either a 50% let go, complete 100% let go, or depending on how early you bought, 25% or 30%, depending on your risk profile. You see, all these things we cover in CG Protégé, okay? So I don't want to get into that. Like I said, alternatively, go and download our full set of Udemy courses, basic, and if you want to support us, get the advanced, because advanced is where all the juicy stuff is, right? Basic is very simple. If you're like a complete noob, you don't even know how to buy cryptocurrencies, you don't even know how to store the cryptocurrency securely, and what are the best practices, basic will cover you. But when it comes to more advanced stuff, that's all in our advanced Udemy course, right? That is 3 years of work there. 3 years of work, 10 years of financial experience, all in those episodes. Okay, so that's for that, for those who are very much more serious. Okay, so right now we already see for the fact that Binance just announced their Launchpad, and when Binance decided to announce their Launchpad, all right, it was just stating that it has 8 coins that are going to come over. They are going to assist in fundraising. Now, listen to my keywords: fundraising, marketing, technical support. So, this was something that Ethereum never bothered to do, right? But other smart contract protocols, Quantum, Icon, I think you have Komodo, all tried to do the same thing, but they were limited in resources themselves. Imagine if you're a company and you heard that, oh, okay, so you are able to support me with fundraising efforts. If you liked me, you would support me in go-to-marketing strategy. Okay, that means you could support me from obviously certain levels of either content creation or marketing strategies, or giving me a voice on your platform. And exchanges can definitely do that because they have the money, right? Then you would also help me technically. That means obviously you support me from a technical standpoint if I'm lost, because I'm a businessman. I do not have the technical knowledge. I can hire people. You can guide me to go and look for the right people, right? So I'm a boss. I'm business minded. I have a viable idea, or I have an existing business. I want to do an ICO, or I want to do an STO, depending on what kind of level of license do the exchanges have. And from what I understand from Binance, right, perhaps they attain the license to do security-related tokens. This is what I think. Okay, they have not declared. You see, it's not very easy to see what they have or what they don't have. But what CZ announces, sometimes it's good to listen, although it's on the shilly side, but he does have structure. So the Launchpad, right? So the Binance Launchpad will allow companies to do that, or at least allow companies to do that. So if you noticed, I think there's Fetch AI, there's BitTorrent, there's I think Clergy, Celergy or something like that. Okay, so there's quite a few already coming on board, and these are new projects. So Fetch AI is either machine learning or obviously artificial intelligence, which is a very big sector. Okay, it's definitely going to be the future. Okay, and I will cover a little bit about my thoughts on the 4 industries, right, outside of crypto that are going to be big also, and that's something in later part in the episode as well. So please stay tuned. Okay, I hope you don't have the attention span of a 3-year-old, because this is really very deep. And if you are someone who's interested in making money, you should really stay until the end of the episode. So right now, Binance and Huobi are the only 2 that have the potential to launch this. Okay, I repeat myself, Huobi and Binance are the 2. The only thing about Huobi is that they have very little English communication. Their English communication, right, if you're not following them on Twitter, practically non-existent. Okay, non-existent. Singapore team already majority have left. Okay, they have downsized the company. Whereas Binance, on the other hand, has claimed that they are aggressively hiring and expanded the team. It looks better. But Huobi, on the other hand, is doing the exact same thing. And Huobi has been around for more than 6 years, almost 6 years already. So revenue, if you compare revenue, because Huobi was one of the largest, if not the largest in China. And when you have the China market and the China support, okay, it definitely goes to show that you have the money. Okay, so I did an episode about Huobi Pool token. That wasn't very well received. Nobody was watching, nobody was listening. But had you watched, you would already be up at least 50%. Okay, but well, hey, mazel tov. So right now, I think at the end of the day, these two exchanges have enough revenue, technical expertise, money to fulfill, because they are going to be the platform and the catalyst that will kickstart this whole bull run. This is what I sincerely think. I'm not even joking, because when I looked at it, Bark is taking a hell of a long time. Is Bark going to do physical delivery of Bitcoin? Sure, but do you think just for once that they're going to hold the Bitcoin in their inventory? They are going to have to offload to a counterparty that can help them manage their P&L. Okay, the way it's going to work is very simple. Bark, let me clear these things of Bark, whatever ETF. Nobody wants to backhold Bitcoin. Nobody wants to backhold a volatile asset class, which Bitcoin truly is. So right now, the only way that the catalyst is gonna take shape is through the exchanges. Okay, Nasdaq could never do that, because Nasdaq would always have brokerages supporting its order books, right? Because through the brokerages, the reason of doing that is not one. It's kind of preventing manipulation, okay? But if you look at the current exchanges themselves are also the brokerage, because you buy and sell through the exchange. Do you buy and sell through Nasdaq? No, you don't. You use IG Markets. You use Amari Trade, right? You use whatever broker that you're using. But do you have a Nasdaq account? You don't. You don't go through Nasdaq, okay? But all the order books are connected. All the brokerages are connected via API to Nasdaq. From there, they can buy anything from the Dow Jones to the S&P 500, right? That's how it works. So right now, exchanges have a lot of power, okay? And this is the part where you have to start listening, because all the money is going to start flowing via whatever exchange. Hence, Coinbase knows this, but they're trying to be very good boy and goody two shoes and compliant. But recently, I think because of the recent route of the data leak, everyone is saying delete Coinbase. It could happen to anybody. Binance just recently announced that, not Binance, but as in there was a data leak in Binance where all your privacy and everything was all gone, right? Where you would probably already had been compromised already, but Binance is denying that it had happened. But who cares, right? As long as you make me money, my friend, I don't care if my data leaks. My data has been leaked all the time, which is true, right? Which is true. So right now, no one really cares about whatever all these security compromisations, as long as you make me money. Hence, BNB is very smart. As long as I make people money, people will shut up. People will stop being self-righteous, because at the end of the day, I help their pockets to grow. This is how Chinese think. These are how Asian think. Everything is transactional to a certain point. We build relationships, but there is a certain level of transaction. Because the moment I help you make money, you're going to keep quiet. Same thing. A lot of companies are doing the exact same thing. So this is what's been happening. So same thing right now, look at Huobi. Huobi is now already 93% up. Okay? 93% up. And it's starting. To me, it's starting. Because you see, why is Huobi moving as well? A bit strange, right? Huobi doesn't have as much noise, but Huobi has a few things that you want to take note of. They are able to generate income for you as a Huobi token holder in two ways. One is the Huobi token. Once you hold the Huobi token, you're going to get a few airdrops from EOS, Cybermouse, which I don't really know what it does. Tron. So EOS, Tron, Cybermouse, and On Gas or something like that. Anyway, so investors are very encouraged to buy up and hold the tokens. But I don't think that's the reason. Because right now, the pump and volume that is coming in on Huobi, right, is clearly there are a few ways. One, I anticipate, and what I'm speculating is that they are going to start full swing their launch of their Huobi chain. And the Huobi chain was an event that I covered a long time ago. And when I covered this Huobi chain, what they were explaining is that because they're going to build a more efficient chain compared to Ethereum. Okay? And when they say that, I don't really doubt them, because they do have the technical expertise and the people behind it. Okay? And when China decides to build something, China is going to build very fast, very quickly, and very efficiently. Okay? Look at Huawei. Look at Xiaomi. look at anything that's coming out from China right now. Whether you say it's a copy or whatever, they're going to dominate the market. It's just the way it is. Communist or not, best practices or not, it doesn't matter. Right now, we're here to accept the facts that they can do it. Okay? So right now, it's just about a matter of support and which area of demographic. Clearly, Binance, on the other hand, has a lot of support from the Western world, hence the communication. But Huobi has a lot of support from China and at the same time regionally. Okay, Huobi is pretty strong regionally in Asia Pacific. I wouldn't say they have a very strong presence in I wouldn't say they have a very strong presence in US. Okay, I'm not heard any buzz. Okay, but I may be wrong. Europe, I don't hear any buzz as well. But who knows? Maybe along the coming months, once they have established that, they're going to announce. You see, Huobi has a more conservative style. They're aggressive, they're hardworking, but they don't blow their trumpet before they attain the deal. Once they attain the deal, they blow the trumpet. Whereas for CZ, it's a mixture. He will time the news to a certain way for that advantage, whether or not it happens or not. You see, like for example, they announced that there's going to be crypto to fiat. But where's the crypto to fiat? I don't really see that option in Binance. Okay, so you notice that Huobi has not announced that. Although they have it via OTC, that means via the Huobi platform, if you want to cash out in fiat, right, you have to go to the OTC tab, right, where you have to work with one of the trusted merchants and sellers, okay, where you want to sell your USD Tether, or if you want to sell your BTC or you want to sell your Ethereum, it has to be done via that. And I think you have to connect your bank account with the PayNow. I'm not sure whether it applies and it's allowed for US people, but I'm just telling you that's how it works. So that being said, Huobi Change is the Huobi main chain. And when I was talking about Huobi Pool Token is the subsidiary company that will support any project that requires mining, that requires mining services. That means if you're a miner and you require the services to help you start up your wallet, provide you with liquidity so that you can sell your crypto. At the same time, they will offer a certain level of technical support depending on probably your relationship with the service. Now, when projects come on board as well, that will be the arm that will be supporting those projects as well. That means you're going to be able to build on Huobi as well. Okay, companies are going to be able to build on Huobi, and I don't doubt that the services will be pretty much similar to Binance. Okay, I don't doubt that. So it's just a matter of how you perceive and how you're going to attack this. And right now, I've already doubled down heavy positions in Huobi Pool Token, and I'm going to enter into Binance as well. I'm going to be very strategic about it. Okay, this is just me, my personal strategy for me to get rich. I don't know about you, but I want to get rich in this next leg. I've been following this for quite some time, and that's why I decided to do this episode. Because I think a large part of people out there are still in the edutainment scene. I am not edutainment. I am purely education. So that's why sometimes I notice my channel is one of the most boring in a way, right? But it doesn't matter anymore. Because right now, I think when you start making people money, they start listening to you. That's just the way it is. So those who are watching right now, if you're not part of CG Protégé, you're not part of our CG Protégé Pro, perhaps I would invite you to come and join us, and from then you can start seeing for yourself. You can start learning from us, start getting yourself educated, because no point jumping from one free resource to another free resource, because there's no one giving you the guidance. They are not obligated to do so. When you come into our program, what happens is that we become client, right? We become clients in that sense. We are providing you information, and at the same time, we are educating you in the way that you want to be educated. So that's why I say this is for serious investors or traders. And at the same time, we provide support in the event that you have questions. You can email us, you can telegram us. This is something that's very important. Only after you become a customer or a client. And yes, I am open for consultation. If you do not want to join the groups, I am open for consultation. If your portfolio or your intended portfolio wants to be above at least 6 figures, right? You can call me up for consultation, and that is something that we can look into. That is something that I have been doing for my existing clients, and I've been holding them from the bear market cycle, from the bull to the bear, and now we're going to move towards the bull market again. This is my thoughts, because right now the catalyst is probably going to come from the exchanges that are going to produce the inflow of new projects that are going to come on board, and they are going to immediately stop thinking about doing stuff on their own, because projects in the past needed to do a lot of things on their own. They had lack of support, lack of experience. Right now you have exchanges, right, that have the advisors, and they have touched base with so many different projects. They know the pros and cons. Immediately I want to go and do a startup with Binance, or if I'm an existing company and I want to launch my token, right? Should I go the STO route? Should I go the ICO route? At least I can ask the exchange, you see. So it's all about application at this point and how it draws attention to the market. Now, obviously, they cannot be as exchanges listing tokens cannot be as shitty as possible. Hence, you have DEX. You have probably a sub-listing, not the main listing. You have all the like, okay, if you watch English Premier League or soccer, you have the lower divisions, but the main league will only be for the top kahuna, right? So those listings are the most expensive. But you have the side listings that, okay, I don't have much money, I haven't developed a solid product yet, maybe I don't have any large customer base, can I kind of be here? I think the answer is yes, right? And because of that, people who have very little could actually start participating, and it's still there. And why do I say that? Let me show you something. As you can see, my account has been growing pretty much, okay? From at the time when I showed this account, this is my mini account, right? Where it was at $12,000. Right now, it has increased another $832. And this is just in a span of, I think, 2 weeks, or is it just 1 week, right? And I'm open to show this to you because right now, the growth is there, right? And the whole idea why I'm just showing this to you is to let people know that right now, with very little, you actually can start moving coins in. And why do I say that? Look at the order books. Look at the order books. This is less than $2,000. In fact, it's less than $1,500 on certain orders. So you don't have to have a lot of money to start trading. That's the good thing. It's still the same. It's still the same story, right? Sure, you look at volume, you look at volatility, but at the end of the day, it's still a very small amount, okay? So right now, start doing your research, guys. If you're still clueless about what I'm talking about, you need more information, right? Our quarterly report is going to be released very, very soon. Those who sign up on 3 months membership and above, all right, 3 months membership and above will have this special report. And from there, you can start creating your portfolio. You're going to get the full insights from the 3 directors, which is me, Clarence, and Andy. We're gonna give our sentiments on the market, where we feel is the next level. Okay, where is the next level? Where's the money going to come from? Where's the money going to be? This is very important. At the same time, we're going to show you our portfolios in terms of allocation and percentage. Okay, I sincerely want to see people start looking at this space again. Although it doesn't have as much hype, it doesn't matter. I think the whole idea is to look at it when there's not enough hype. And then that's when you can start picking it up from a low value perspective, right? And this is the things that I want you all to take note of. So in CG Protégé, you can do that. CG Protégé Pro, sign up for 3 months. You get that quarterly report. You get the announcements. You get the trade calls or trade recommendations, right? These will give you that kickstart. From there, when you look at the courses, it's going to give you a very, very strong structure to get going on this market, because you don't want to be caught with your pants down. Okay, you do not want to be caught with your pants down, because the moment the euphoria kicks in, you're going to forget every single damn thing I said on this particular video, all the risk management and whatever. And the reason why we created a group with weekly webinars is to remind people, because everything needs practice, everything needs reminders, not a pump and dump group. If you're in a pump and dump group and you think that they're providing you full service, they're actually taking signals from every single pump and dump group and selling it to you, reselling it to you. Sure, they may have some level of technical analysis, but not on the full-fledged service that Crypto Grinders provides. Okay? And at the same time, I hell as guarantee they don't have the experience we do. Okay? So that being said, that is all for the episode. Now, click on the subscribe button if you have not done so. Click on the notification bell so that you can actually receive the latest content from me. And of course, if you felt that this video was truly helpful and valuable, because this piece of information I feel is very valuable, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to share to your friends. All right, see you guys and have a